Hi, I'm Stiles with Women's Health, and this is a 30-minute routine that you can do at home that builds focus, strength, endurance, which are all great things if you're working towards a weight loss goal, or you want to start a new job, or just a new boost in your life. So I'm going to do this on the right side. You're going to do it on both sides. And if you want to check out any more tips in these poses and details, you can click on the pose tab and you'll get lots of information about all the poses that we'll do in this series. Okay, let's get started. So we're just going to start on your hands and knees. We're going to warm up the wrist here. We're going to do lots of yoga poses that involve tension in the shoulders and wrists, and we just want to make sure to get all this energy and things going in the proper direction here for your wrists. So just come to all fours, and you're just going to shift your weight to your left hand and just switch your right hand back around, and shift your weight to your right hand and switch your left hand back around. So this may seem kind of meaningless and silly, but it's just really training your wrist to stay in the proper alignment, which is good if you're doing lots of plank poses and moving through poses pretty fast and staying in them pretty long. So just a few times like this. Try this 10 times. And just bring it all the way back to the front here. And then just go ahead and bring your right hand back so your palm faces the front. You're just going to reach your hips to your heels, but only go as far as you can, keeping your palm on the ground. So if your palm starts to pop off, just back off it a little bit. This is just a nice stretch for the inside of the wrist there. And it's really important to take long, deep breaths. Just stay with the breathing here. And then just come back from there, and just make sure to do the other side. This is also helping you keep your awareness, which builds focus. So when you're just slamming through poses and going really fast and kind of in a daze with your brain, you don't have any focus. So this just is a nice way to start to keep the awareness going here. And then you're just gonna plant your fingers, make sure your fingers are spread nice and wide here, and go ahead and tuck your toes and bring yourself all the way back to your downward dog, nice and easy here. And just start to take really long, deep breaths. And just going to reach your right leg all the way up to the ceiling. Just keep your hips square for this one. Try not to let your legs splay off to the side. Keep it nice and square. That helps with focus and building strength here. And then just go ahead and bring your knee all the way into your forehead. And just go ahead and plant it right between your hands, sinking your hips here, and just gently drop your back knee down. Just bring your hands up on your knee and just go ahead and let your hips sink forward and just keep breathing. And just go ahead and interlace your hands and press all the way up through your palms. And just go ahead and bring your left hand to the outside of your knee. Just gently twist all the way around. And just go ahead and slide your fingertips down right outside that foot. Make sure your fingertips are right outside of your knee here. And just start to push down and peel your torso all the way up off your leg as you reach all the way up towards your top hand. And keep breathing here. And then just go ahead and bring both hands on either side of your front foot and just gently tuck your toes under and stretch both legs all the way straight, squaring off in your hips. And let your torso relax over your leg. And just go ahead and rebend your leg all the way to a nice lunge here. And just go ahead and reach it all the way back through your downward dog, split nice and high. And then you're going to try the other side. And we're going to go right away into the second side here for your lunge. And then bring it all the way up to a crescent lunge here. I want to make sure you have nice square hips. Pay attention to you not splaying the hips. You're really getting right facing forward here. The more you can keep in alignment, the more you have nice focus. If you feel like you're on a tightrope here, it's hard to balance, you can move your front foot a little bit out to the right and your back foot a little bit out to the left, and that makes your legs go right under your hips here. So just keep breathing. And then just go ahead and interlace your hands and press all the way up through your palms, gently looking to your fingertips. And then just go ahead and reach your left arm forward and your right arm back, just relaxing your shoulders, turn from your belly all the way around. And just go ahead and bring your left fingertips down outside of your front foot. And same thing here, just really push down to open your top arm all the way up to the ceiling. Try to really peel your torso up off your leg. And just breathe here. Try to look at one spot on your hand. And then just gently go ahead and stretch your front leg all the way straight. If this is really tricky, you can always look down to the ground. And for an extra challenge, you can look back up to your hand there, and then just go ahead and rebend it right back to your lunge. Make sure your torso is not giving up and collapsing into your leg. Keep working there. It helps with your endurance. And just go ahead and bring both hands on either side of your front foot again. And just go ahead and pick it up and bring it all the way back to your downward dog. And you're gonna do the other side. And then just go ahead and reach your right leg all the way up behind you to your downward dog split again. And just bring it all the way forward right between your hands. And just go ahead and bring your back heel down. And just come all the way up to your warrior two this time. Nice and low in your hips. You don't wanna slack off here and kind of give up. Just really get into it here. It'll be over soon enough. And for this one, just go ahead and bring your right arm up and around your back and your back arm down and up. And if your hands don't touch here, you can just spread your fingers on your back, or you can also grab a towel. But just work where you are, and if you're in pain, just back off a little bit and stay with the breathing. And then just go ahead and tip your torso back to this peaceful warrior with your bound arms and try to really breathe into your right ribs here. And then just go ahead and undo the bind. Bring your fingertips down inside your front foot and stretch all the way forward in front of you, spinning your torso up to the ceiling. And then just keep your hips nice and low here, staying focused, and redo the bind and bring yourself all the way back. And then just last time, going to bring it all the way down, still low in the hips, and reach all the way forward, spinning up to the ceiling. And then just go ahead and bring it all the way back to your low lunge here. Nice and easy here. And then just gently start to shift your hips forward and back. This is just getting your weight going so it's not such a big deal to shift your hips on top of your foot here. And then you're going to gently start to stack your bones, just stacking your hip right over your foot, crawling your fingertips out. And really reach here through the top of your head and through the back of your back foot. You can check down to make sure your leg is parallel, seeing if your foot's pointing down there and not splaying off to the side. That keeps your hips nice and square, keeps you steady in the pose. And from there, go ahead and keep your left fingertips on the ground and just reach your top arm all the way up to the ceiling. Spin from your belly all the way up here. Really reach up to the top hand, even open your collarbones. And then just gently go ahead and bring it down, right for your home base here. And then just go ahead and start shifting your hips first, right on top of those legs. And then just gently open everything all the way up. Breathing here. Try to stay focused, stay with the breath. The breathing helps you stay focused. And then just gently bring it all the way back down. And just go ahead and walk your hands by your foot and just tip down, opening the hamstrings a little. And just go ahead and rebend your right leg, lengthen your left leg all the way back to a long lunge here. And you're just going to scoot your foot over towards your left hand and just ease your knee down to your right hand. Just take a couple breaths here just to get your shin nice and square to the front of your mat for your pigeon pose here. And once you're settled, go ahead and walk your hands back to your hips. Open your chest up. And just gently go ahead and bring yourself all the way forward over your legs. And just really get comfortable here, really rest into the ground so you can stay with the breath here. Most important thing in this whole series is to just stay with the breathing. The breath helps you stay focused. And you're going to stay there for about 10 breaths and gently bring yourself up from there. And just go ahead and bring your left hand to your knee and just twist around, opening your shoulders. And just gently bring yourself back from there. And then you can either stay here for the next couple breaths or bring your back foot up into your hip. This is a nice opening for the front of the thigh. Or you can hook your foot into your elbow, open everything up here. Breathe into your ribs. And just gently lower it back down. And then just go ahead and grab your blocks if they're nearby. This is just an extra help for your monkey pose here. So just go ahead and push down, reach the leg all the way forward. Really push down with the blocks to get your pose nice and centered here. So you want to just, they're a little extra guide just to stay with the breath. Keep your hips nice and square. And then just from there, gently go ahead and push down and just bring yourself all the way back to your downward dog. Nice and easy here. And then you're just going to press all the way back to your downward dog split nice and high. And you're going to try the other side. And then just go ahead and open your leg all the way up to the side. Try to keep it even with your hip here. Try to keep your arms level. And then just bring it all the way back around. This is another test of strength here. So this is hard for everybody. It's not easy for me either, but the trick here, the difference here is just to stay in it. Stay in things when they're hard, and you'll be surprised that you can actually do them. And then just keep it going this time all the way out to the side. Go ahead and slide your heel on the ground and just sink your hips down here. This is kind of a side split. So just breathe here for a few breaths. Try to enjoy the time not holding your leg up behind you. And then to come out of that, just gently push down and lift the leg all the way back behind you nice and high. Square off the hips again. And just gently go ahead and place your foot right between your hands. And go ahead and sink your hips down and come all the way up to your crescent lunge again. You want to put a little bit of weight into your back foot in your crescent lunge. That helps from not collapsing the hip. It also helps for stability. Just pressing into that back foot, you get a nice opening in front of the left thigh. And then just gently go ahead and bring your hands together right in front of you and bring your left elbow to the outside of your front knee here. And just go ahead and push down to open your chest all the way up to the ceiling. Same idea of peeling your torso up off your leg. And just go ahead and lower your fingertips to the ground again and stretch your top arm all the way up to the ceiling. Just breathe here. If you want to, you can drop your back arm around your back and take a bind here. If you're taking a bind, make sure you're not collapsing here and just barely getting into the bind. Really try to work forward and peel your torso up off that leg. And then just gently bring yourself all the way back from there. And just carefully bring both hands down again. And just go ahead and bring yourself all the way back to your downward dog. And you're just going to try to lower your forearms down to the ground at the same time if you can. Really try to do it at the same time. If it's one at a time, that's okay too. And just breathe here. And this is already a forearm stand. If you're thinking forearm stands are really hard, I can't do them, just try to stop thinking like that and try to just stay here with it. And you can stay here for about 10 breaths if you want to, or if you want to try something a little more going into it, you can walk your feet in a little bit, reach one leg all the way up high, and just little bitty rocks here. Just shifting your hips over your shoulders. And if that brings you into a little bit of a balance, that's fine, but it doesn't have to. And just gently come back from that. Make sure to try both sides. And then just try to stretch both arms straight at the same time. You can do it. That's something that it's a mind over matter thing. So a lot of this yoga, most of it is mind over matter. So just use the power of your thoughts here to make your body do what you want. And then just gently go ahead and walk yourself all the way through here to sit down. Just going to reach your legs in front of you. And then just go ahead and reach your arms all the way up to the ceiling nice and high. And just go ahead and bring it all the way over your legs. And then just gently go ahead and roll yourself all the way down on your mat. Make sure you've got a block handy here. And just go ahead and bring your feet right next to your hips and just gently go ahead and press your hips up to the ceiling, just placing the block under your lower back. And just breathe here for a few breaths. You really want to release everything down into the block. And if you want to stay here, if you've had enough of back bending, you can just stay here, or you can bring your hands by your ears and gently bring yourself up from there, nice and easy. Really try to keep reaching forward, try to stay with the breath, stay focused here. And then just gently lower yourself down on your block. Nice and gently here. And then just carefully bring yourself down slowly. And just go ahead and hug your knees into your chest to make sure you've got rid of any tension you have left over here. And then just gently lower your legs down. And then for the next few minutes, just go ahead and close your eyes. Let everything relax into the ground. Let all that hard work just soak into your body and just breathe here. After you're done with that, just gently go ahead and hug your knees into your chest and bring yourself all the way up to sit. And then just the next few minutes, just grab your block again. Just sit up on your block. Just take a couple moments just to stay with the breathing here. Try to keep focused just for the next few minutes, and then you can go off and do whatever. It's just a little bit of practice of staying focused. So just follow your breath here. If you start to think about anything, just try to bring it back to your breath. So remember to do that at home 3 times a week for 6 weeks, 30 minutes at a time. You'll be feeling really focused, cultivating some awareness and balance for your life.